Okay, folks, today we're going to utilize and learn how to use the line command in order to draw three separate boxes. We're going to draw one using direct entry coordinates, the same size box using relative coordinates, and then the same size box a third time using polar entry coordinates. In order to learn the line command is used to make a segment from point to point. And once you have made a series of lines and connected together, they are individual segments. So in order to start the line command, you can execute it by clicking the icon for line or by typing the letter L on the keyboard and hitting enter. I'm going to select it from the icon. So I'm going to left click that icon for line, and it says on the screen, it tells you what to do in the command line down here as well as on the screen. It says what the command is and what to do step by step. So get used to utilizing the screen so that you can see what's going on. So specify first point. Well, I want to start this box right here at the origin of the X and Y axis, and that particular point is 0, 0. So I'm going to type 0, 0, and now our line is started at that box. Now, at first, we're going to use direct entry coordinates. Direct entry coordinates are done by simply moving the cursor into the direction that you want the line to go and then simply typing the desired distance. So if I wanted a 10 wide by 6 tall box, I can move my mouse directly to the right at 0 degrees and type 10, hit enter, and we have a 10-inch line. Our next, we want to go straight up at 90 degrees, so we move it straight up at 90 so that you see that green dotted line, because if you do not see that, then you are not at 90 degrees. Once you're at 90, type 6 and hit enter. Move directly to the left at 180 degrees, type 10 once again, hit enter. And in order to conclude your box, you can simply go down here using your object snaps and simply left click on that point and hit enter. Or once you have drawn 3 lines and you wish to close the figure up, you can simply type the letter C, which I'm going to do, the letter C, to close it and hit enter. And now we have closed our 10 by 6 box. To start our next rectangle, we can start the line command again by clicking up here, or we can simply right click on our screen, which I'm going to do, and you can go to the repeat line option. So I'm going to left click that. I'm going to just hover over this point but not click there. I'm going to gently slide to the right a little bit using the extension snap and then left click there so I can start my next box a little bit away from the previous. This time we're going to draw the same size box using relative coordinates. Relative coordinates are entered by typing coordinates as at X, Y from the last entered point. So we are entering coordinates from point to point. If you move to the right, it is always a positive direction, positive X. If you move to the left, it's always a negative X. If you move up, it's positive Y. If you move down, it's negative Y. So in order to get this 10 inches to the right from this point, I'm going to type at, which is shift the number 2, at 10, 0, because we're only going 10 on the x-axis, nowhere on the y. Now we want to go straight up from that point. Now from this point, we are already there at 10, so now we're just going to type shift the number 2, at, we don't want to go anywhere next, so at 0, 6. Now we're going back to the left for 10. So now we want to go at negative 10, 0. And simply the last coordinate would be at 0, negative 6. Or we can simply type the letter C to close this figure. C, enter. That is relative coordinates. We will draw one more box using polar coordinates. So you right click, repeat line, hover over the point, slide to the right, left click. Polar coordinates are entered by typing at whatever the desired distance is, then the less than symbol, which AutoCAD interprets as the angle sign, and then simply typing the direction, which is the angle. So in order to get a 10-inch line directly to the right, you type at, that's shift to number 2, at the desired distance, 10, less than symbol, so shift the comma key, which is the angle, and the angle directly to the right is 0, so type 0, hit enter. Next coordinate, at 6, less than, shift the comma key, 90, the angle straight up, 90. The next angle, shift number 2, so at 10, angle, shift the comma key, less than symbol, and the angle there is 180. And the last coordinate would be at 6 less than 270, or again, simply type C, hit enter. And now we have successfully drawn 3 boxes using the line command. Direct entry coordinates, where you move the cursor in the direction you want, type the distance. The next one, relative coordinates, point-to-point entry at x comma y, positive x to the right, negative x to the left, positive y up, negative y down. The last option was polar coordinates or relative polar. They still go point to point, but you give a distance and direction by entering at the desired distance, then the angle sign, which is less than whatever the desired angle is. Those are your 3 options. That is the line command, direct entry, relative, polar coordinates. Thank you for watching.